All right. And so I'm here with Jack's inspiration, Bruno Velazquez, animation director at Cinema. What do you think of your team, man?
Oh my God, I'm so amazingly proud of them. They put up an amazing fight, and yes, we're definitely going to use that animation in the future.
Yeah, we can just expect that copy pasted into
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
it's fantastic. When they said that they wanted to do that, what was your reaction?
Well, based on last year's Twitch stream, I said, "Oh God, oh God," but I was like, "Yeah, you guys have to do it for sure,
Yeah.
absolutely."
And why didn't you do it?
Well, that's. Did you just see what just happened?
No.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. I knew how it was going to be.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it was awesome.
Yes.
And I'm excited to have you here. So I told you this last night, but I'm going to I got to tell everyone, like the boot camp and then what spawned the animation exchange really spawned from the first GDC I ever came to. This would have been 10 years ago, I guess.
Wow.
You were doing a talk on God of War 3.
Oh my God, yes, that was a long time.
Oh, it was so good, and it was me wanting to see more talks like that I feel like was like the thing that kicked off.
Wow.
So this is all yours, for better or worse.
Oh,
you're the father of this. So, question for you. Oh, the board is sideways. I can't see the questions. It's okay. Other way. What inspired you to become a game animator?
Wow. It's a bit of a long story, but I'll make it short.
Go for it.
I loved since I was a kid. I loved two things: drawing and video games. And at first, I wanted to be a 2D animator. I went to CalArts to study 2D animation. And when I was there, I realized that I couldn't keep anything in model. And I was like, there's no way I can be a 2D animator. So at that time, Toy Story came out. 3D animation started becoming a thing. And I said, oh, wow, okay, I love animation. And I can keep things in model in 3D. And I still enjoy the animation part of it. So then I decided to go more into a 3D route. And then I love video games. So I combined both passions. And yeah, that's what got me into games.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What is it now that you're in here and you're doing it? What is it you try to accomplish with all of your work?
So I think the most important thing is gameplay first. When it comes to what we do. So it's really our the goal in our studio, and the goal that I want to deliver to all the fans is basically getting the balance between gameplay and animation to feel good, feel responsive, and then work with the combat designers to get that, as much as the smooth animation in there, but get the foremost the gameplay to feel really good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like is your favorite bit of game animation, or like successful? Like, what's the thing that's in a game somewhere that you're always like, that is the thing that? Yeah.
Well, there's so much, but I love some of the old school sprite based animation. So like Street Fighter. I've been a huge Capcom fan for many years. I feel like they probably have some of the best animation in the industry. I mean, you're talking about anything from Mega Man over to like Marvel versus Capcom, the X-Men games. Those were amazing.
Yeah.
2D animation is so inspirational. Their poses are just, to this day I still look at their posing.
Yeah,
it's so good. Yeah.
Did you get the Street Fighter? Was it the 30th collector, 25th collector, where it's got the pixel viewer, right? Like
yes, that's amazing.
Through each game, so you can see and like step through all the
So I've pretty much purchased every Street Fighter game like 5 times over. Like I have so many copies of the same game, but I just every edition that Capcom comes out with, I just purchase it because I love it.
You.
Yeah, they got me. They got me. Yeah, they got me.
Yeah, I bought that one, and I remember going home. I was like, "Oh, you're gonna play it?" I was like, "No, I'm just going through this through the character gallery and just look, because it's so cool that you could see like how it looked on like original Street Fighter, and then 2, and then up through, and then you get to like Third Strike, and you're like,
it's amazing. Oh, Third Strike is it does the opus of 2D.
So
yeah, so good.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about Third Strike.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, same here.
Can we just cut to Third Strike?
I know.
Gameplay?
I know. Let's just go play some Third Strike right now.
Why is there not a Third Strike machine?
Exactly. There should be one right here.
I feel like I failed us right now. In this
it's
moment.
okay. Next year, sure. I'll come back.
So Street Fighter, like, what is your favorite fighting game then? Right? Because I know you're a fighting game.
Yeah, I mean, I love fighting games not because I'm good at them. I'll probably get my ass kicked, but I love the characters, the personalities that you can infuse into each of the fighters. So I mean, definitely, I love Mortal Kombat. I love, of course, Street Fighter. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it that when you like your team for Sony Santa Monica, right? Obviously, God of War, like game of the year, game of the decade, y'all rocked it. What is it that you feel like you're looking for in when you're hiring animators?
First and foremost, keyframe, understanding of basic animation principles, like knowing, having experience with motion capture data, it's good, but just having that passion and love for animation, for awesome posing, timing. That's really what we look for, and also a desire to tell cool stories and to be a storyteller. Those two things really. It's all about like just having that passion for animation that we look for.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you had a excuse me. A talk yesterday at the boot camp.
Yes.
So everyone make sure that whenever the talks go up on the boot camp, you can watch that. Was there anything that you wanted to be able to cover in that talk that you weren't able to because there wasn't enough time?
Oh wow. I mean, I wish I could have gotten a little deeper into some of the combat animation and how we did some of the timing, some more of the posing. But my talk was a little bit kind of more overall, kind of covering the overall process of animation for God of War. So yeah, in the future, if I have another opportunity, I'd love to delve a little deeper into that, more technical, inspiration from fighting games and the timing and posing that we use in God of War. Yeah.
Well, what is the process that you use, right? Because you guys use a lot of mocap for the initial attack.
Yes.
Do you does the animator sort of rough out the timing of it and then pass design? Like, what's sort of the workflow before you get to the finished piece?
So we have our animators paired up with a combat designer, and together they come up with what is the basis of the move, what are the requirements for the move. The animator will block it out post to post, get it in the game, test it out, feel it out, and then after we get a good sense of what the footsteps and the distances and the timing is going to be, then we'll shoot some live action footage, get our stunt person to come in and do the move for us, and then the animator will get the data back, and that's a good solid basis for then pushing it with keyframe animation and then bringing it across the finish line.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you essentially it's just working with that blocking, getting it into the game, and then designers say longer hold here,
exactly.
Time here. Okay.
So we try to work through all that stuff first to get the feeling of the timing and the gameplay. Try to get that feel as close as possible, so that we have a target for what the mocap's going to go after, and also what the animation polish on top of that will go for.
Awesome. Yeah. When you're putting that in game, is it is it splined, or are you guys keeping it in step keys when you put it in blocking?
So yeah, we when we review it in Maya, it's like step keys, and then we try to do sometimes put it in the game like that, but sometimes it requires to just spline it so that we can see, so that the designers can kind of tell what's going on.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean we've been approaching it that way, and it's worked for us.
Good. Yeah, that's what it's the interesting thing of when you're doing blocked out animations. I feel like everyone can understand a gray level, right? Just that's temp level, but it's always interesting to see where people have that same analog to animation.
Yeah. I mean, if you've seen I saw some footage of when they were making Bayonetta, and they pretty much proved out the gameplay with just poses. They just blocked out the entire moveset of Bayonetta with just simple poses, and it totally worked.
Awesome.
So I think that's a method that can be very effective.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, man, this was great. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for rooting on your team.
Oh yeah, they did great. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, no, you should be proud. Real quick note, just for everyone here. Sorry, people on the stream. Dinner's at 5:30. So make sure you head to dinner at 5:30. But for everyone else on the stream, we're back to you. We're going to be kicking it over now to TJ, who's going to be showing us some of the latest and greatest stuff in Maya.